Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Pillars of Eternity 2. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today, talking to Anik over here as she tells us all about the human sacrifices. I think it's human sacrifices that they're doing, but yeah, so there's a big conversation going on. Earlier you mentioned something about Nemnock's Accord.
In exchange for our obedience to Nemnock's laws, the Mighty One guarantees our safety and plenty.
And she clasps her hand over her heart and bows to the north.
One day, all of the Deadfire will accept Nemnock's Accord.
A strange covenant from a strange god, I say.
Takeo touches his chin and purses his lips. Yeah, especially because of all the expansionist ideas that she's proposing. One day everybody will be under his protection. You
are the only strange one here. Enormous fish.
And she stares up at Takeo with a mixture of distaste and awe. That's a interesting. I would like to see that acted, because that is an interesting combination. Back to my other questions.
Speak on then.
I don't. Farewell. Yeah. So, this may not be the most peaceful of places. I don't know. Is that a statue? No, it's just a person. Our master's Eoten servants are quick to anger. Oh, I like dealing with that. Also, oh, this could be Nemnock.
Of course.
What is it? The air feels slightly warmer around the carved figurine, or figure. Yes, it makes sense that it would. There's fire over there. I don't know if that was the intention.
Some ink must have leaked through Anik's skull if she thinks I'll stand idly by.
Tatok mutters to himself as he presses a fine chisel into the scales of his armor, engraving runes one laborious curve at a time. And because I know history, I'm gonna lean in for a better look at the engraving. The runes are in the Nasitak language. Nasitak. That's the, that's the Boreal Dwarves. They're all Boreal Dwarves. That's the Boreal Dwarven nation of the White-Dead Wens, I think. At least half of which spell out a litany of violent and colorful curses. The chisel goes askew and draws a harsh line across the iron. Tatok's eye twitches.
Ah, there goes the rest of my day. What do you want, Outlander?
Sparing you a glance, Tatok begins to furiously buff the metal with the edge of his fist. Yeah, you're gonna need to push that out. Although I don't know what that bird is doing. Birds do that sometimes. I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, Anik told me about Callie.
She tell you about walking him up to the mouth of the barrows without my say?
He grimaces to the east.
Nemnock accepted him. An honor to some, a tragedy to me.
Tatok sighs and wipes his brow with the back of his hand. Well, I hope I'll be able to talk to him somehow, desecrating the Nemnock place. Just be like, hey, do you still want to be, if he's alive, do you still want to be an offering? And then it's going to be like, yeah, I do. This is kind of cool. And then I would come back and tell Tatok, hey, he's cool in there. He says he's good. And hopefully I would convince him to just let it go. But if he says, no, this was terrible, I made an awful decision, which is usually the case when they offer themselves to sacrifice and then find themselves burning for eternity in some manner of hell, then yeah, I'm justified I'm just morally completely justified in killing Nemnock in the face, because that's how consent works. It doesn't matter if you sign a pact. If you want out, you want out. So yeah, even if it's a god. I hear that Nemnock is your god, speaking of which.
God of the island, a great terror of a being, but kind to us when we follow the rules.
He shakes his chisel at the stone idol in the center of the village.
A false god, you mean?
Shori, let's not... I am so kind. I am so nice to the game. I am super nice. Do you remember how I said that I mentioned the expansionist view of the god, that everybody would accept the pact or the concordat or whatever they call it? There are two ways of interpreting that line. One of them is that it's the pretty widespread tendency for monotheistic religions to expect the whole world to be unified under their faith. While it's not common for all monotheistic religions, you sort of think that is a thing, and that's definitely a goal of many in real life, I mean. And that exists because, or that, I say that exists, and that tendency exists, I mean, because of the nature of monotheism. Monotheism means one God, but there is a type of religion that involves one God that is worshipped while accepting the existence of other gods. And in fact, I've been reading, and I've been talking about this for years now. Specifically in the first Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity, I think I talked about it. But I wasn't super equipped, and I've been getting better and better equipped to talk about this stuff, specifically with the terms, so you can look them up if you're interested. But I remember learning about, as I studied archaeology, learning about the ancient religions, and I remember the way we learned, or the way I learned anyway, of how worship was made for the Greek gods and the Roman gods, and in many regards, they are similar to the gods of Pillars of Eternity, the pantheon of the gods. So what happens is, in Pillars of Eternity, if you're a Magran worshipper, you don't like whale, for example, because they're sort of antitheses. If you're an Elthas, a Gaon or Elthas or whatever, if you're a worshipper of Elthas, you tend not to like Boudica too much, and I think those are just some of the dualities that exist in the pantheon. It's a very interesting pantheon like that, and that's really cool. And it also existed, at least in the Greek pantheon, it definitely existed. And certainly in the Proto-Greek pantheon, it definitely exists a lot, because it's just the nature of religions. They tend to sort of merge together as one. There's sort of different traditions and merge together. The Greeks were of that origin. The origins of the Greek religions were that merging, and the Romans did the same. The merging of religions, and even Christianity did the same, and Judaism, specifically Judaism, because Christianity is after, but of the merging of religions. You can even see that in the scripture. It's all very interesting like that. But what I mean is, somebody that worships Elthas is not going to say, oh, Boudica doesn't exist. Or specifically, you're not going to say Boudica is a false god, which is the point here of this one ramble among many brambles. Brambles? No, many rambles. You're not going to say that. And the term for that, the term for the worship of a single god, while acknowledging the existence of other gods, and just as a parenthesis, the Romans worshipped their own gods, and even if you worship the whole pantheon, for the most part, they acknowledge the existence of other cultures' gods. They didn't say... and this is even this is so pervasively fundamental to their culture, or at least to the way we understand their culture, the Roman culture, that we see this in fiction, the way they treat other people's gods. That phrase of "make peace with your gods before I send you to hell" or something, or I guess this would be a Viking talking about hell. I think is hell. Is it hell in Norse mythology or Norse religion? Anyway, it doesn't matter. The notion of acknowledging the other people's gods and their rights and all that sort of stuff, that's called henotheism. And I think that's a modern term, because I say modern as in historically modern. It's like 200 years old, that term, but it's not like an old notion of understanding religion like that. But that has a name, and it has a thing. And it exists, more to the point, and all theory aside, it definitely exists in Pillars of Eternity. For you to say that something is a false god, Shodi, not only shows you that you were written. I can't take it. Because this just smacks of not. I don't know. I'm waiting until I finish this game so I can arrange an interview, or written interview most likely, with Carrie Patel, the lead writer for this game, and I'm pretty sure Josh Sawyer also has some input on this. I don't think Josh Sawyer was the one. I think it's Carrie Patel specifically that created the Pantheon. I'm not sure if it was Josh as well. But anyway, I will try to talk to them about specifically these things and try to get whatever they were coming at. But this, like, they don't write all the lead developers don't write all the dialogue for all the characters naturally. The lead writers, I mean, don't do that. There's people who work on the characters, and then all of it gets reviewed and all that sort of stuff. And I know for a fact, neither Josh Sawyer or Carrie Paddle are as asinine as I am in regards to just being so picky on certain things. And they think about other things, and they see things from different perspective. And it goes to show just the limitations of my own understanding, that I didn't understand that the Ingwithans had created the Aedirans, sorry, had created. Is it Ingwithans or Aedirans? I mix up the names. It's Ingwithans, not Aedirans. Anyway, I didn't understand in the first game that the freaking Aedirans had created the gods, because I was so fixated on the fact that the gods aren't real. They said the gods aren't real. That just drove me up the walls. I had just talked to them. They say that after you talk to the gods. And what are you talking about? And they say it with a straight face, and the game never acknowledges it. So I don't know. I don't understand. And maybe I'm wrong. People have told me in the comments that they see what I mean. At least I'm not talking complete nonsense. I might be wrong. I'm not, but I might be. Shodi, just pretend. Let's just pretend she didn't say anything.
He's not perfect, but he's our god, lass.
Tatok sighs up at the idol, showing a super understanding of how things work, more than. Because that's the thing. You can't accuse the writers of thinking like Shodi does, because that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the writers think like Shodi, because these two people are in contradiction of each other, and this shows wisdom, but it can also be written just as it can be written from other perspectives that are not seen. So I'm not saying, just to finish. And just to make sure it's not a misunderstanding, I'm not saying that the developers think that, or that the writers think, they're developers too, but I don't want to include all the developers, just specifically the writers. I'm not saying that they think that everybody else that is apart from the Pantheon are false gods, just because Shodi puts it like that. It's the perspective from which you write, and not acknowledging my thing. And that's why I said... That's why I started with the whole thing about the expansionist thing, because you can understand that from a henotheistic perspective of things. But if you look at it from a monotheistic perspective, then it just crumbles. Anyway, let's continue.
His likeness is the most any of us have seen. We only meet his ogre minions who guard the Isle. The children we send, they face him in the mountain.
They're children, maybe not literally, because that's just a commonplace term for people, especially if we're talking about creation. Demiurges. Demiurge is the term. There is a term for a god that is not, or rather for a creature that is, or I say creature. There's a term for the creator that is not necessarily a god, because a god doesn't have to be a creator, and it's just a god, right? And if you have a pantheon, and I think, like, for example, speaking of the Roman gods weren't the creators. They had demiurges in the case of the Romans. Not specifically in the case of the Greeks. Of the Romans, I don't remember. I'm not sure how the creationist myth works with the Romans. Anyway, the point is, demiurge is a term, and it's fantastic, and it's lovely. And if you have that sort of god, where the god is the demiurge, then I think that's the term. I might be wrong on things, because there's so many terms. There's so many things in my head, and there's so many rambles. I can't be right at all things, so feel free to correct me in the comments. Anyway, there's a term for that. I've heard nothing about a new god. I'm not going to say that, otherwise I'm going to have to punch myself in the face. This Nemnok lives in the drowned barrels?
Aye, there in the big mountain. Mighty Nemnok's hall of power.
He nods towards the distant peak.
Nemnok and the ogres watch over our tribe, keep us safe. But the cost...
He shakes his head and chisels a deep accent in one of his runes. Well, I could keep an eye out for Callie. Tatok's eyes widen and his chisel falls from his hand. He raises a shaking hand to pull on the ends of his beard.
You do that? Being an outlander, I suppose you aren't bound by our ways.
The whole... I am bound by your ways because I am under your roof. Just... Like, you... Just because you're not of a religion, a certain religion, it doesn't mean you can't... Certainly doesn't mean that the people of that religion won't force you to abide by your customs when you're in their hall of power. Especially if your ways is not going into the freaking house of your god. Oh, no, he's not of our religion. You know how it is, religions and all. Well. I could ramble about that as well. I'm not gonna, but I could. I promise you. We're talking about a missing kid, Tatok. Maybe more. Your kid. So, just chill.
The riches of a god's sanctum await any who ventures in the barrows.
Oh.
But I just want Callie back.
Oh, so it's that kind of god. Okay.
Next time it'll be Nemnok who pays.
Also that. Yeah, I forgot about that. Sure. Tatok chews his lower lip and sighs as he marches towards his hut. This is not chewing on his beard. Because that's bad. Don't do that. I had a friend who chewed on his beard, and he had problems in his stomach. I don't know if you were related, but yeah. And we have Ulk. Ulk, while Ulk is following you around, you gain bonus to might, +1 most likely, and your party is less likely to be hit by enemies. Oh, +1 indeed. That's actually really amazing. What pet am I using? The best. Misty! +3 deflection against melee attacks. And what is the other one? Increased area of effect size. That's really nice. Misty is better than Ulk, although I would like to have both of them. What do you have over here? Curse of Pain. You still have that? We're gonna need to sleep. Anyway, Gabble.
Outsider, you come for food?
The merchant squares her shoulders and folds her arms. Yes, show me what you have.
As you wish.
Yes, just let's see. Nature's Embrace. 10% chance to grant the wearer and nearby allies woodskin when the wearer is critically hit. That's kind of nice. Doesn't work so much for Adair, where normally it would work for Adair, because Adair doesn't get critically hit. I have some things that prevent him from doing that. I mean, he does get critically hit, unfortunately, every once in a while. Got some hagfish, some water. Yeah, well, thank you very much for your poultry. But we are on the go right now. And we're going to mess with this god. Shodi, don't you dare. Shodi, don't you freaking dare. You go and have the private prayer. Prayer? What's the word? Prayer. Yeah, that's the word. Private prayer to Gon and make sure you make your peace with him, because you're not going to be prophetizing? That's probably not the word. Professing. What's the word for somebody that evangelizes? That's right. You're not going to be evangelizing your attitude towards things. What do we have here? That's very interesting. That looks really cool. A mountain commands the northern horizon. Its cliffs face the likeness. Its cliff face the likeness of a rotted skull. Scavenger birds circle high above its peak in a morbid halo. It's not a morbid halo. They're beautiful birds. They're beautiful birds, unless they're those big chickens that eat. I don't remember their name, but those are not that beautiful. But they're okay. What are they? Vultures. That's the one. As you approach the base of the mountain, the beating of drums reverberates from the skull's gaping mouth and vacant eye sockets. I'm gonna climb up to the eyes. Pitted rocks offer enough hand and footholds to climb as high as the bridge of the nose. The reverberation of drums shakes free an occasional pebble. This might not be a good thing. Let's climb to the right eye, because it's the right one. You step to the ledge of the right eye socket. A short drop leads down into the shadow of the skull's cavity. Sure, let's enter. The scent of braziers emanates from some distant corner of the cavern, promising light and warmth. As you pause to survey your surroundings, the oppressive beating of the drums throbs in your ears. What exactly is going on? That they're just having a jam going on, just like a concert? What would it be? A congregation, I suppose. Could be.
Looks like a skull. Big evil monster statue at the entrance. I've got a good feeling about this.
That's the attitude to have. Adair knows what's up. See, Shodi? You should learn with him. Also, we should sleep in here because that's just how adventurers do. I will eat some fresh fruit. Maybe I shouldn't. I will eat. Can I eat the water? I don't have water. I have some eggs, maybe. Extra constitution? Sure. Exactly. Also, what is that? Curse of atrophy. You don't need that though, do you? That's ale. Did I give you ale? I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. We can even... Food incredible. Crusted swordfish. It is incredible. Mahora, I mean, looks lovely. Mahora wraps. That looks less lovely. Kappa leaf. Koiki fruit. And Mahora meat. Oh, that's pretty great. It's good stuff. Hearty breakfast. It's not that hearty. It's just an omelet. Actually, what is it? It's pork. What kind of... It's got tomatoes over there. Out of fresh fruit? I mean, the tomato is a fruit. It's got some things in there. That's cool. Anyway, we're not going to do it. We're going to rest. Yes, yes. And everybody's healed, right? And we all have eggs in our face. No, wait. What's the minus defense over there? Why do you have ale? Takeo, are you drunk? Takeo, I can't leave you. I can't leave you.
I will
by
give this a good home.
1 second.
Terra, it is
You
no
get
problem.
drunk immediately. How does he get drunk? Is it just by having the item in his inventory? Or is it there's something... Is it a sword that he has that makes him drunk? I remember something like that. But anyway, he's good. He has an egg as well. So life is good. Ooh, there's a trap. Okay. Let's disable it. Okay, is very good at this. Bunch of experience. Another trap. Really good that the team stops when a trap is detected. That's such an amazing option. I love it. Exceptional wand. Well, thank you very much. And that's just one part of the skull, the mountain, the cavern. I don't know if I should sneak in or if I just should keep as I'm going.
Hey.
That is an Ewotan dweller. Is that where we are? Drowned Barrows. Or the Crown. Did you see the name of the place? So these guys are the same as... Oh, we're in combat. They're the same as the ones that we find... They're ogres, basically.
This thing isn't doing...
It's gonna do many good things. Don't worry. The same as the ones that we find in the 3rd level, I think, of... You have bad things already? Echoing Scream. How do you have that? Was it what he cast? That's really nasty. You shouldn't do that. Piercing Bell, let's do it. Paralysis didn't work. Is he immune to that? Okay, let's cast a... Let's do something else. Let's do this. Are they immune to this? They probably are. Might Afflictions, that's not it. What do we have back there? Barrow's Guards. Okay, there should be fine. We have good things.
Naturally.
I'm good and
Oh, we're all paralyzed. That's not as good. Can I do... Nope. How about Ocean Burst? Yeah, Ocean Burst is a nice thing. Oh, you're petrified. That's not great.
Can't make a dent.
You think about it.
What can I do?
I want you to go up. We got people being hobbled, and we got Ishiza being killed. Not really, but mostly. Let's see what I can do, actually. Let's see if I can survive Ishiza. Can you? Yeah. Survive Ishiza? Absolutely. That's words. No, let's do this one instead. No. This one, for sure. Yes. Then Takeo has many good things that he can cast back there to make them all be upset with me. Their reflex is all awful, so I'll just probably do a lot of that. What is that attack? Accuracy versus deflection. Not a big fan of that. Let's go with this one. That's not great. And of course now we take damage. So I think it's good if we cast that on you right there. That's the finishing blow. Yes. So you can do that. And I can also get a dragon. Oh, soon I can get a dragon if I stop casting things. Let's try this one. Hopefully. That guy's gonna die as soon as she's done. That's a lot of 0 damage, as you see. And that's a kill. Yes. That is a nasty thing. Ishiza is mostly dead. Okay. Still not a dragon. Okay, we could charm them. Speaking of which, that guy's charmed. Because of the wand that somebody has. Is that it? Is that the one? I think that's the one. Good stuff. I think Ishiza, even if Ishiza dies, it's fine. Don't let Ishiza hear that, though, but yeah, do this. I didn't do that. No, it's all fine.
Hitting the water.
Yeah, it doesn't do much damage. Let's do this one.
Feels like wading through mud.
Oh, the dragon is coming in. Oh, yeah. It feels like wading through mud if you're not Takeo. Because Takeo just doesn't mind going through mud, as we saw. Ishiza is still not dead.
Too much.
Super surprising.
Moe.
Ishiza's still not dead. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I was looking up here to see the health.
Can't get it.
Okay, let's try that one. I think I'm gonna burn the dragon. No penetration. That's really bad. Okay, let's try and kill you, because I have some nice things in here going on for me. We're all taking damage. Ishiza is taking tremendous damage. Oh, it's the warlock. Maybe.
We're losing, folks.
We lost Ishiza, dude. Come on. You know he doesn't.
Stronger.
He doesn't retain injuries. There's no penetration, most likely. Probably no way to do anything there.
You were saying?
I'm saying maybe you want to kill that. Oh, it's dead. Okay. Maybe you want to kill that again. Go for it. Dragon? Yeah, you do that.
Stand together.
Might as well be hitting the water.
Yeah, it's a lot of no penetration. You have hobbling things. Crippling strike. That's her lower deflection, I think. Not that he's not immune to all that. No, that definitely worked. Fantastic.
This thing isn't
Apart
doing
from
the job.
what happened to Ishiza. That wasn't as fantastic.
I've got this, Captain.
I hope you do. We're doing definitely a lot of damage. That's Maya, yeah. That's basically what it is. A lot of, nah, it's not even that much.
No help here.
That much piercing resistance, but we did it. And we turned that guy into smoke, and we got a fine scepter that looks really cool. I don't know what that pink thing at the top of the scepter is made of.
Can do.
Just velour, maybe? Tissue, like cloth? I don't know. Anyway, we're out of time for the day, so let's continue next episode. For right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Pillars of Eternity 2. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.